Hey friends, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Andrada and I am an illustrator from Romania. And welcome to a new artist date. I think this is the first artist date since starting the challenge in which I decided to paint. Last week I didn't post anything because I just skipped it. I wasn't in the mood for an artist date, but after many months of not touching my watercolors, I have finally had the urge to paint again. I didn't decide to give up watercolors, I just did it. I wasn't particularly liking anything traditional that I was making, and I was kind of overwhelmed by the clutter in my living room, so I put them away and only drew digitally. I love painting, I really do, but in 2023 I haven't painted a single thing in watercolors that I liked. I feel like every painting that I made was rushed and lacking something. I'm not sure what exactly is missing from my paintings. I feel like the image that I have in my head is totally different from what my hands create. And I don't know why, but I suspect the answer is a combination of personal skills and the temperament of the medium. On the one hand, I need more practice, and on the other hand, maybe, I'm not sure, this just crossed my mind earlier today, but probably what I have in mind cannot be achieved with watercolors. If that's the case, I cannot change that, but my skill level definitely can change. And I was only able to realize these things because I am writing every day in my journal. As Julia Cameron insists in her book, and especially in this week's chapter, the morning pages are a very useful tool to reflect on yourself and your practice. Julia says, "Thanks to the morning pages, we learn what we want and ultimately become willing to make the changes needed to get it. People frequently believe the creative life is grounded in fantasy. The more difficult truth is that creativity is grounded in reality, in the particular, the focused, the well-observed, or specifically imagined. Art lies in the moment of encounter. We meet our truth and we meet ourselves. We meet ourselves and we meet our self-expression. We become original because we become something specific, an origin from which work flows." End of quote. I am not new to writing. As I've said in the first episode of this series, I have more than 18 years of experience, so to say, of journaling. Therefore, I can 100% attest to what Julia says. That is exactly what happens when we write. We meet our true selves, because writing forces us to form coherent sentences and slow our thinking. Thinking is messy. Thoughts can be too loud or too vague, or they can overlap each other. So writing makes us sort through our thoughts. It makes us take each thought and turn it into a coherent sentence in a slow manner. And that inevitably forces us to face it and analyze it, and to embrace it or discard it if it doesn't serve us anymore or it's just plain stupid. We have a lot of stupid thoughts, don't we? Julia says to write 3 pages every day, first thing in the morning. I say that this is a good starting point until it becomes a habit. It's not easy to start, and it definitely is a habit, so it needs time. But if this practice is much too much for you, write in the evening before bed, or just 1 page. If writing about your feelings sounds silly or whatever, write about your day or your plans for the day, or write every thought that crosses your mind without analyzing it. Just put it on the page and move on to another one. You can also write one particular thing that crosses your mind or happened that day about a book or a movie or a song. Maybe writing down the lyrics of a song like we used to do when we were kids, or create a poem. The idea is that the journal is yours and for your eyes only, so you can do whatever you want in it. You are not writing for anyone else but yourself, so go and abuse that journal. To be honest, I'm not entirely sure how I feel about the painting in this video. As the first watercolor painting in almost a year, it's not bad at all, but it's definitely not what I had in mind either. The look I was going for was bright and soft and airy, and it came out just the opposite, which is, as you can see, dark and busy and harsh. I really wanted to use purple for shadowing, but I didn't like at all how it looked with the red. In my head it looked amazing, and on paper it looked muddy and confused. I went for a purplish red then as shadowing, still not great. I really didn't want to use black to create darker shades. I thought purple was a good idea. It either wasn't, or I just didn't know how to use it right. I will keep trying though. I was planning to use colored pencils to add depth and details, but I just added too much watercolor, so the colored pencils were not needed anymore. I am happy though that I used white gouache to make the highlights. I usually add these digitally after scanning my work, but this time I was too lazy to scan my work, plus I wanted to see if I can make it look the way I want to with white gouache, and it looks kind of okay with gouache. A fully traditional piece. All in all, I don't dislike it, but I can't say I am satisfied with it either. This is all I have for you today, folks. Thank you very much for watching this video until the end. If you liked it, please don't forget to give it a like. It really helps out. If you want to see more from me, check out my other videos. And if you like my content, consider subscribing to my channel. If you're doing this challenge, or if you are also journaling, please leave me a comment or simply an emoji. I wish you a wonderful day. Take care. Bye bye.